I thought it was one of the best events I've ever been to. I think that the speakers was absolutely superb. They were on point. They understood what the pitfalls were and the dangers were and what to expect in the future.
It's been very thought-provoking. Obviously, we're draft legislation, so not finalised, so really making us think about next steps and giving a full-rounded perspective on legislation, umbrella, MSP agencies have been really helpful.
As an umbrella company, we're relatively happy with how the legislation's been written. I think it's fairly clear. There's still a couple of points I think that need some clarification, but overall we see this as a positive. I think it's going to drive non-compliant umbrella companies out of the market, and for us as a compliant provider, I think we're going to see some growth over the next 12 months.
I thought it was great today. I thought it was great with a mix of attendees in the room. Obviously lots of agencies, I think some MSPs here, but also umbrella companies and other service providers. So it's good to hear a mix of views from everyone in the sector. Obviously the topic of the day is a big issue for everybody. So it's good to hear different perspectives and different sides of the story. I think it's a big change, it's a big shift, but actually I welcome it. I think everyone's been saying for a long time the umbrella market needs to be tidied up, really just to provide a level playing field for everybody. So I think it's a long time coming, we welcome it. I think it's now about everyone in that supply chain understanding what the legislation means and making sure they're ready for April.
This has been a long time coming. I think I first answered a call for evidence on this in 2020. Our members are ready for it. They want more regulation of the umbrella industry. They obviously wouldn't have voted for joint several liability, but they're feeling fairly comfortable in the main around their position in terms of PSLs and due diligence. There obviously are some issues to iron out. Particularly how MSPs are going to be responding with their supply chains and different models of engagement, but generally they're kind of positive. I think events like this are really important. This event is excellent because it really is bringing a lot of industry experts in the room, from law firms, accountants, and also in the audience. It's slightly weird seeing so many industry colleagues that I've worked with for so many years in the audience taking part. In today's world where there's a lot of noise on LinkedIn and confusion can quickly arise, it's more important than ever to come to these in-person events where you're hearing from experts in the field who've been doing this for a long time, having the opportunity to speak to those experts, and then you can feel much more comfortable about going back to your business, your office, and making a clearer decision with your board as to how you should respond to this legislation.
As a few people have touched on, we think it's going to have a bigger impact on the recruitment industry, agencies and umbrellas than sort of people might be led to believe. We think there's going to be a massive consolidation in the supply chain, but we'll have to see what happens next year.
Really pleased. So the football was really good, turnout was excellent, and we were really proud with the panel that we put together. Some high-level industry experts, both from in practice, so the umbrella panel was really successful, but some of the technical expertise that we covered off as well was second to none. So we're really pleased. Well, anything that involves change, I think it's important to be working collaboratively. So in terms of how we're going to be approaching clients, it's very much about keeping open dialogue, communicating with each other about how risk management is being addressed across the industry, sharing information and knowledge, but also being mindful of, spot checking and bringing experts in to make sure that everything that we're deciding is becoming validated as well. But it's, a challenging time for the industry, but it's also a time that brings opportunity. So we have to see it as a positive for us.